Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rick. We're gonna do a landscape here. I got everything listed here what you need. Okay, you could pause it. White, black, yellow, crimson. That's red. Raw sienna, blue, ultramarine blue. But if you don't have all this, use any blue you got. Payne's gray is nice to have. Burnt umber, hooker green. Now with the hooker green, mix some black in it, okay? Because the hooker green's not going to be dark enough. Uh, Black into the hooker green to get it really dark. All the shrubs are going to be in hooker green today, and then we'll lighten them up. And that's it on the paint. We're going to use acrylic brushes, a knife. We're going to use this cool knife here to put snow on the mountains, and water. Plenty of water. Dip your brushes in the water, get them wet. And this is a 16 by 20. Beginner's landscape. I'm going to do a sky, a big mountain, and water. And I'm going to put the foliage really close to us so we can do big trees, okay, that are close to us. It's not going to be a far away scene, okay? This is a beginner's painting. We want to have a cool mountain in there and maybe offset a little. And let's get started. I mixed some of the ultramarine blue with some white already to lighten it up. And let's start with that up in the sky. I'm using a big filbert brush here, number 12. If you got a bigger brush, go ahead and use it for the sky to get a lot of paint up here, okay? I'm not going to fill it all in with blue because I'm going to use some white here in a little bit to add to the sky. I'm going to add a little gray to it. I mixed a little white into Payne's gray. Payne's gray, it almost looks blue when you put it up there with the blue. I think Payne's gray has a little blue in it. But let's put some gray up in the sky here. Dip your brush in the water, grab some paint. And I'm going to paint really loose, okay? I want this painting to be, it's not going to be a perfect painting where you're up here doing little bushes and stuff. This is going to be maybe like impressionism type painting. It's going to look cool, but it's not going to be very detailed, okay? That's why I think anybody, if you're new at this, you should be able to paint like this right off the bat if you follow everything I do, okay? Down here, I'm going to make this light now. I'm just going to get some white on my brush and blend it in with a little bit of this blue here and bring it down a little into the horizon. Just straight titanium white. Did I have white in on this list? I think I did. Just pause the beginning of the video and you'll have everything I used in here, okay? I'm just putting a little white up here now. I'm going to put some clouds up there after a while. I'm going to let this kind of dry a bit up here, and then we'll put some clouds up there. I'm just throwing some white up there just so maybe it'll add something to the sky. Maybe a little more blue. I got some ultramarine blue that I didn't mix. I'm going to add it in here just to get a little blue spot in the sky there. Just like that. Okay. All right, there's our sky. Just going to let that dry now, okay? I'm going to have some water down here, okay? Use the same blue used in the sky. And let's just use horizontal strokes here. Wet your brush, get some blue, and we're going to put some water down here. I'm probably going to have the water more to the left here. And I'm going to have land over here, so I can put some trees over here. I'm on the right side of the painting, so it's easier for me to work over here. So I'm going to make this just pretty much all water over here, so I don't have any work to do down in this corner. Okay. I'm thinking ahead. I got to mix a little more blue here. I used it all up, but just throw some blue down here. You can leave this corner here. I'm going to probably put some land over here, so you don't have to go all the way. There we go. Now let's lighten up the back of the water real quick, just with some titanium white. Just throw white in here. It's a beginner's painting. This is going to help make the water look further back. And we want the front a little more blue, so add some regular ultramarine blue up here. Just right out of the tube, let it mix in there so it's darker up here in the front. It'll look like some waves there too. There we go. Our water's done. Let's might as well just get some white on your brush and fill this in. And then we'll throw a mountain up here. This will be our underpaint here. Okay. Alright, so we can consider all this underpaint except for here. I'm not going to do this corner yet. Let's do a mountain here real quick. I'm going to move down to a smaller filbert brush. I think this is either 8 or a 6. I think it's an 8. Well, let's put a mountain here. Just use Payne's Gray right out of the tube. Now it's going to mix with the color on here, which is what we want. So I'm going to have a lot of trees over here, and I want here's the center. Let's put the mountain a little more offset to the right here, okay? And put as many peaks up there as you want, okay? Just design the top part of the mountain with Payne's Gray. And then pull it down to the side here. Now wet your brush, and what we want to do is pull the color down and shape this mountain. I want it to be a big mountain, so pull the color down and shape the mountain. If you need to add more paint, go ahead. But this is just the underpaint. We're going to add snow up here and stuff. Just design your mountain here. Real easy. The paint doesn't have to cover everything right now, okay? Like see how I can still see canvas here because this is still the underpaint, okay? I'm using the cheapest paint. I forgot to mention. I'm using Liquitex Basics acrylic, so the viscosity on this stuff isn't too good. So, but when you start mixing the colors together, then it gets better, okay? But since this is the underpaint, you don't need to cover everything just yet, okay? And now we're going to let this mountain maybe dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to put some snow up here, okay? I'm going to design the land real quick over here. I'm going to use that hooker green with the black, okay? And what I want is a piece of land to come out here. So I can have some trees out here and then have it turn here. Maybe pop in a little here and then come down here. So this is still underpaint. This is hooker green. And I'm just trying to fill this land in now with that hooker green. Don't worry about brush strokes right now. Just block this color in and just block it in. And we'll worry about lightening it up when we get to it, okay? Once I get this green in, all the underpaint is done on this painting. The whole painting's covered now. I call that the underpaint. And I think it looks pretty good. Now, the way I got this look in is kind of cool here. Looks like a number 3. I think I'm going to have land in the back as well, but let's use raw sienna, and I mixed a little yellow in it. So underneath the mountain, let's just put this raw sienna down here. Okay. Just like that. Raw sienna. Have it come up a little like a hill there, because I'm going to put some trees back here on the water's edge, okay? Let me redefine my green hill here. I still want a green hill here. I'm going to lighten it up a bit so we can see it. See the hill. There we go. So I want a hill here, and then that land is going to be further back here in the distance. I'm just adding a little titanium white to it. I'll put some trees up there so you can see that hill a little better. There we go. Now we got it. Everything's done. Design. Let me see where we're at. 13 minutes. With the same brush, I'm going to start putting some clouds up there. You can kind of see some things already happening up here. Like, doesn't this already look like clouds here? Some of this white stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this bigger brush, and since it's a beginner painting, I'm just going to make the clouds pretty big. I'm going to stamp in like the top part of a cloud, just like that. Just stamp it in, okay? I'm going to put a small one here. Maybe make it big and round right in here. I'm going to have trees over here, so I'm not going to worry about this section here. Now with your brush, while it's wet at the bottom, pull it to the right. Just at the bottom, okay? You're going to try and blend it in with the sky a little bit. Just pull it to the right. And then I'm going to show you how to separate these clouds so it looks like they're individual. Let's keep going with the clouds. Let's have a cloud come from here, maybe bellowing up into the corner here. Bellowing up. Just fill it in with white. I'm using white so it just shows up. You can put a hint of red in your white and make the clouds have a reddish, pinkish tint to them if you want. But see how I'm just pulling the bottom to the left? Just the bottom. Trying to get it to blend in with the sky a bit, and it'll look like a shadow under the cloud, okay? It'll look like the shadow. Just keep working your way up with clouds. What I'm going to do is put a big one right here. I'm going to leave the corner dark and just stamp in a big cloud right here in the middle. Just fill it in with white. That looks good. Now take your brush and just at the bottom pull it to the right. Okay. It's an easy way to make acrylic clouds. I'm moving fast, so you could take your time. Then I'll put some more color in those clouds. Give me some time. I'm just trying to get the sky done right now. I'm gonna have one coming from behind this one to the side. And fill in the bottom a little bit. And let's pull this one to the left. Just the bottom. Okay, very good. There's our clouds. I'm going to live with those, and I like them. I really like them. We need like a small one here. There we go. All right, we're done with the clouds. Now I want to put some color in these clouds, okay? So they look like, here you can kind of see what I'm going for, where I stamped in. Get a little bit of that blue on your brush and come in here and let's put some blue color on the top and bring it down wherever you have a cloud top. Put a little blue in there at the top, and what you'll end up having is individual clouds, okay? You don't need much blue. This one I'll go this way, watch. Separate these like this. You're going to end up getting clouds that are layered, okay? And you can use blue or gray. Doesn't matter. I like to use blue because it's already mixed light for me. Just separate your clouds like this by putting a little blue on top. I'm going fast and it still looks good, okay? This one looks pretty cool already. Doesn't that look good? You could use different colors, like I said. You could make your clouds look a little pink, but don't put too much. Just because when the sun goes down, the clouds turn different colors, okay? But this is more in the middle of the day, these type of clouds. So, all right, I kind of like that sky. I'm going to keep it. Let's move on to the mountain. This is where you're going to have to learn how to use a knife, okay? And with acrylic, the knife is a lot easier than oil paint, okay? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to use this type of knife, and I'm just going to try and keep it just on the top part of the knife, the white. If it takes too long, then I'll go to a brush. But come up here on the right side of your peak, and let's just pull down a little white. Pull it down and to the left. Just about halfway on the knife, okay? Just pull it down and to the left a little. Just like that. Let's do that on all the peaks first, and then we'll see where we need to add more snow. Just pull it down. Whatever comes off, that's what's going up there. Okay, just pulling it down. See how it's breaking here? Getting all these other snow spots in there. Now let's do it over here, a little more back. Pull it down to the left. Okay, this is you're gonna really love the way the mountain turns out by doing this. Okay. Uh, all right, now mix a little blue and white together, and this is going to be the shade color of the mountain. Okay, where the sun's not quite hitting. And we're going to do the same thing. Pull it. You're going to, everywhere you have white now, we're going to pull a little bit of this blue color. If you have little spots in here that are by themselves, just put a little blue spot in there, okay? But everywhere you have white, let's pull a little bit of this blue down, okay? And with the tip, just the tip, you can get in here and really work your paint now where you want to put it, you know. With the tip of the knife. It's really easy with this knife. I like using this knife. For mountains. Like I said, it takes longer, but I'm going to leave a lot of this gray in the mountain. Okay. But we got to add a little blue to it. I won't probably be able to do it the whole mountain the way I want to do it because I don't want to spend too much time on it. But I'm going to make it look good. Just pull this blue. Just left of your white. You don't have to cover all the mountain, okay? Doesn't that look cool? Looks really cool to me. Bring this down a little like this. Now, you can either leave this gray down here or you can keep working blue down here to make ridges. Like follow this bottom of the snow here and maybe bring this mountain down like this. Same thing with this one here. Running out of blue. Just like that. Let's see how that looks in the frame. Wow. That looks really good. I really like it. I'm going to try and get the two colors where they come together to kind of blend them in a bit. All right, we'll let that dry for a little while. You could put more snow on there if you wish, but I kind of like the way we got gray, white, gray, blue, all different colors up there. That looks really good. Let's take, let's see where I am on time. 24 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to speed it up now. I'm going to get a fan brush and use my hooker green color with the black in it and design some trees on top of this gold color back here. Uh, let's just put small trees back here with your fan brush. Just stamp in what would be some tree tops. Really small. These are distant trees back there. Just run them all the way across the bottom of the mountain. Just to here, because I'm going to have some trees over here. Now, what I want you to do is rinse your brush off while the paint's wet up here. Take your brush at the bottom and pull to the left at the bottom. Get your brush a little wet with water. Just pull some of that color to the left at the bottom. It's going to create some hills in here, okay? See how it looks like a hill now? And you can exaggerate it a little more by putting a little color on your brush and make the hill darker, okay? So you can see it better, okay? So we got some hills in there now. Doesn't that look cool? Down here on the water, what we're going to do is, I'm going to go fast now. We're going to have some small things going on here. Really small at the water's edge. And then we're going to get a little bigger as we come to the right. Bring it down to the water. Another row of trees there. Wipe your brush off, rinse it off again, and at the bottom, same thing, pull it to the left. Very good. Get a little bit of color on your fan brush, and let's mimic what's up here on the shore in the water here. Just add some dark color in here with your fan brush. About the same amount of color you got up on the shore in the water here. Okay. Pull it down. Just like that. Rinse your brush off. Rinse it off good. Wipe it off. And then come in here and go across it horizontally. Just in the water. Take your knife. Get a little white on the very tip of your knife. And at the bottom of these bushes, pull some white across there. Just get it on the very tip, and it'll go a long ways. And just pull it across. Like, this isn't even, so this one came down a little more. So what I'm going to do is just pull the water straight across here. Okay? You get a little more white on there. Straight across here. This is kind of curving down. This is a little closer to us than that there. All right, doesn't that look cool? We got a reflection in the water. Let's put little water lines on top of the reflection, just a few. Let's put some water lines back here on the water. Just get a little white on the tip. You don't go too much on this. Try and keep them smaller back here in the distance. how I call this just water. It's if you keep your knife straight, it'll make it look like water, okay? I don't know how else to say it. All right, I gotta hurry because I didn't want this to be too long. We're gonna put our trees in now over here. So with my hooker green, I'm gonna create some bushes right down here on the water's edge. Just stamp in some bush tops here and bring it all the way to the right here. Just like this. Basically going to have some bushes coming from here down here. Put a little titanium white on your brush now, and at the bottom of these bushes pull some white at the bottom and pull it out to lighten up this grass a bit. That way you can actually see the bushes now. We got to lighten this up here, so I'm going to use titanium white. Wet your brush, and on this back hill, just wipe some titanium white into all this green here, okay? Just lighten it up. You'll see why here in a second, why it has to be light, because we're going to have a tree here. Let's take a fan brush, or like take a smaller filbert brush, a small one, a number 4. Let's do some work back here while this is soaking in. Just get some white on your brush, wet your brush, and then grab some titanium white and just pull some white at the bottom of those trees back there. Just a little white, okay? Not much. It'll help make those look farther back. That white will soak in too, so we'll have to check it here in a little bit. Just like that. See how this is soaking in here? Let's put a little golden color in there. Raw sienna in yellow. And let's just turn that hill into a golden hill. Let these colors mix. Just like that. You can lighten up this too here. I'm not worried about these bushes because the evergreen trees are going to come right from here. It's looking good. It's looking really good. I'm going to use a little bit of white and try and separate some of these bushes down here now. Show you how to do it. Just a little bit of titanium white, okay? And push it into these bushes where you see bush tops and just highlight the top part of them, okay? Take your time. This takes practice highlighting. You gotta really pick out where your bushes are, okay? You gotta see where they're at in all this mess, okay? All right, let's do a couple trees and I'm gonna end this one. The water's pretty much done. This side is done. We just need a few cool trees here. So I'm going to use an acrylic brush, a number, I think this is a number 6. It's acrylic fan brush. It's pretty stout, so you can put some leaves up there. I got that hooker green and black in it, okay? You can put a lot of black in it. You want it to be, I want it to be dark, okay? And let's put a big tree taller than your mountain all the way up into the sky here. Let's stamp in a tree trunk here and pull it down to these bushes here. Wet your brush again, and we're going to use the corner of the brush, and you're just going to come straight out with your branches. Go slow. Take your time. Press in a little so the branches get a little bigger, okay? And design your tree as you're coming down. You don't have to fill in everything, okay? Get some more paint on your brush and just imagine you could stop and look back, you know, and look at it. Now you know we're going to have to get wider down here, so I'm going to put bigger branches down here at the bottom, okay? And kind of pull them up a little bit. Down here you can fill, I like to fill in a little bit here in the middle. Just like that. Look at that. There's your tree. Doesn't that look cool? It's a beginner's painting. This is real easy. You can do this, okay? I'm just gonna, I would usually put one behind it. You want me to do that? Let's do it. A little small tree behind that one. You won't have to come all the way down because it's behind it and it's a little shorter. But I like to fill in as much as I can on the painting, okay? Make the picture look full of stuff. I would usually put another one in here, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to extend these trees to the side now and call it finished there. Down here, let's finish highlighting these bushes down here with titanium white. Just by hitting the top parts of the bush. Alright, good enough. I'm going to get some more titanium white, actually black, some of that dark hooker green that has the black in it. Maybe I'll add a little more black to it. Let's put some shadow underneath these bushes here, okay? I want it to look dark underneath the bushes where the sun's not hitting. You can actually use black if you want. Let's use that golden color down here, raw sienna and a little bit of yellow in it, okay? And let's turn this grass into that color. I think it's going to really make the picture pop. It's going to give it some color, okay? Let's add it right into that green. It's going to kind of blend in there, so you'll get a different color green. Look at that. Doesn't that look wicked? That looks good, people. 40 minutes. I might cut this into 2 segments. So I don't know yet. We'll see, because I don't think people are watching for 40 minutes. There's a lot of good parts in here, so I think you could pick up a lot from watching this video. Should I highlight these trees for you? I think I'll highlight them. I'm going to wet my fan brush and get some titanium white on it. And let's highlight this one here. Just stamp some white on the top parts of the branches here. What it's going to do, it's going to separate the branches down here so you can actually see branches now. Let's hit a little bit on this tree and just on the top part of this tree. And let's hit a few of these on the top. Just a little titanium white. All right, there we go. I kind of like it. Where's my liner brush? I left my liner brush sitting in the water and it separated the bristles. Let's see if I can get them to close up to make a bird. Yeah, I think it did. Let's put a bird down here. With acrylic painting, you can use your pinky as to steady your hand, okay? Put your pinky down, and then you could come in here and make some birds, okay? I gotta fix my brush. It's got two ends on it. That's not good. Make maybe some cool twigs with it. Look at that. All right, I can't make any more birds with that one. There you go, guys. Easy painting for you. Give that one a try, and keep adding to it if you want. There's a lot you can still do in there. I'm going to keep working it. But thanks for watching, and I really like how the mountain came out. And these distant trees back here could be lighter. You can make those a little lighter by just adding a little light green to them so they're not so dark back there. I like the hills back there. The water reflection looks good. The water looks a little too blue for me, but the trees look good over here. I like that. And the bushes need a little more work, and this needs some work down here, but overall it looks pretty good. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and cheers.